wherever you are. Welcome to Swedish Lapland. Okay, so again, my name is Royce. In case if this is your first time watching, uh, I'm here in Swedish Lapland trying to find out if I got what it takes to live here, and that's where I live for supposed to be like 90 days around thereabout. And this is our backyard. Okay, there's a crazy gray squirrel that lives in this tree or among of these trees. Okay, but just look at this. That cloud steam thing, it's like the warmer water because this is a lake. It goes up, high pressure, so the steam doesn't go up very far, but there's a wind going this direction, and then it condenses and then turns into snow and falls back on this part. But that's a little bit warmer than the ambient temperature, so it turns into steam. Not necessarily very warm. Today, according to the internet, it's about -17. And say that. Wait, let's activate the chat. Okay. So there we go. I'm on the way to work now as a chef, a salad chef in a 500 room hotel here in Lapland, and I would walk around 3 kilometers just to go to the hotel. There's no public transportation here. So I would like to thank also some of the people that has been like sending me messages as well. Thank you very much as well, because this is not one of those blogs that would do crazy stunts or do some crazy things just to impress people. This is more like a talk show in a way. And the background is this. Okay, so that's my neighbor's house. I think he lives alone there. Okay, so one of the questions is that what kind of food does we eat here? Okay, things to consider. If you live in these parts, it's very essential that you have a way to transport yourself from A to B in longer distances, i.e. a car or anything similar. Motorcycles and any other lightweight vehicles are not really ideal in these parts. The reason why is that if your car or whatever transport you have is very light, it will then be slippery. You would just simply slide towards what you call this, on the snow. Okay, it's very sunny, it's very deceptive, but it's actually cold, colder than usual. But the average temperature, according to the locals last year, was around 5 and colder. So 19 is relatively warmer, and this is the road going to the hotel. This is all private property. If you're from America, this would look like a ranch. And this is a peninsula. A peninsula is a piece of land that is surrounded in 3 sides with water, just like with Florida. And then what's that piece of land in the Gulf of Mexico? No, Gulf of Mexico. Wait, we have to concentrate first. Okay. Yeah. What do you call this? We are. How do you say that? We are. Well, wait. Lost my thought because that guy was staring at me like I was like he knows me or something, which most likely will. Anyway, back again. So this is a peninsula. Water. At the end of this strip of land is water, and then on this side is water as well. And then the only land connected to the bigger part of the land is that way. Okay, so I estimate this would be like more than 200 acres big. This peninsula, this private property, and now you do need a car to buy your essentials, but the most important thing is that you have enough resources like work and a source of income, especially during the spring and summer, because you need to collect or prepare a lot of things for winter. Okay, so you need money, which is exact. Wait, who's this? Aha, wait. Hey, Paul, guten Morgen. Yeah, guten Morgen. Okay, so don't forget, like I said, that was Paul from Baknang. Okay, my neighbor. Okay, so you need to really prepare yourself. You need a lot of firewood. Yes, there's already electricity here. We don't have a lot of gas like propane, and most of Sweden would be electrified already because it's cheaper to produce electricity in Sweden than be dependent on fossil fuels. Okay, so that's very important. But during storms, it is not unheard of to lose power, and that's where the real danger comes. You lose power if there's a storm, and then you also lose connectivity. You also lose, maybe roads will be blocked with snow, collisions, accidents, and everything. And it will take several hours, ideally, to get this fixed in major cities. But here, because the scale is wider, I mean the distances between accidents and all of these blockages, it would take longer. And I kid you not, wait, let's see. Hello from, okay, wait, who's that? Hey, wait. It's very hard to read because of the glare. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to work that way on the hotel, and that's the exit that way. From our regular viewers and regular friends, they are already very familiar with this one. I use this view as a backdrop while I share my thoughts with you. So coming back, in the event of the storm, your house, regardless how well insulated it is, it will freeze over in a matter of hours. And once you freeze your plumbing, then you're really in a bad situation, because you cannot melt it anymore. After that, you have to wait for spring, which will be maybe weeks, days, or months ahead. And that would be a major problem. So you never lose heat. So just for example, in our house right now, or in our cabin, it's basically like having a, wait. Okay, where it's very hard to read with the glare. Kalib. Yeah, Kalib. Hello, my brother. Okay, then Paul. And then hi from the UK. Oh, from Scotland. Hey, hi. Never been to Scotland. Yeah, but I really like to go there one time. So we're still up in the north. And then I don't know if they're like Scottish guests we have right now. Anyway, so if you screw up your water supply, then your house is useless for the rest of the winter, which in this part would last by average 4 or 5 months every year, even with the global warming thing. So it would be not really like a great idea not to flush your toilet, uh, and that's really like a bad thing. So this looks like really Alaska. Then, of course, if you're stuck because of whatever it is causing the blockages and everything, you need food, you know. So there's no electricity, there's no microwave. Here in Sweden, almost all of the houses run in, but we cook using electricity. No longer, it's very rare to find houses that have gas. Those only like really old buildings that have gas, but I think they are being phased out because it's a fire hazard, and of course Sweden is notorious for being environmentally friendly, and because there's so many dams here and waters and lakes and everything, it's somewhat easier. And the dams that they build here, hey, wait a minute, that's a moose. This is a moose track, isn't it? And that's one big moose. It's like my foot is about 12 inches. Okay, that's size 11 and a half on Nikes, and that's a Nike shoe. And you could see the scale of, there's a big moose around here, and it's most likely a female, because there's a rule here that during hunting season you're only allowed to kill them like fully grown adult males. Okay, anyway, back to the, so you need to have your own supply of firewood, and firewood costs a lot of money, and it's very bulky. So just like in the movies and everything, it's you need to chop your own firewood or buy something like ready, not ready cut, but you know, somebody cut it for you already. And I'm very sure they cost a lot. And you probably need the mountain. Maybe this pile of snow would be enough if you turn it into firewood. That would probably tide you over in a month or so. It depends on how big your house is. So you need to keep it burning, so to speak, 24/7. So you must make sure that you have enough fuel to keep your house warm enough to prevent it from freezing. Because when the pipes freeze, it would sometimes burst because the ice is simply too hard, too strong. When it not really expands, but it just gets too hard. Okay, so where are we now? Yeah, you know what? Because this place, there's a lot of traffic on this place, and it's a very thin strip of land. It's probably the width from that way to that way is probably about 2-3 kilometers wide. So, and I was told by the locals that because this snow is about already a meter deep, reindeers and any other kind of animal, especially the ones that are herbivores, would not, they would be spending too much energy just digging for lichens, because there's no green grass today or in this season. So, but I have already seen on several occasions a herd of deer, which is about 4, all females, and they seem to be in good shape. They seem to be, you know, healthy, nice fur, relatively plump. So I guess they're doing well. And because this road, there's a lot of traffic here, I was told by the locals that animals have already learned to avoid this area during the day. Okay? But if you look at the snow around you, there you would see tracks that are obviously not human. So I'm assuming those are deers, I have seen also a fox with in great shape, really plump, nice fur. Uh, all of the indications of it is in doing well, having enough fat to sustain it and keep it warm during the winter. That would be, and then a couple of kinds of birds. Yesterday, when we went to the mouth of the lake, we could see. I have seen. I forgot the name again in Swedish, but this kind of small bird that dives in the water and catches whatever living things are still there, and they're black outside, and then they have like on their breast is like something light colored, and it was pretty amazing because it's the first time I see this kind of birds. There's also kingfishers, not kingfishers, woodpeckers here, but not during this time of the season. Some small blue jays or something look like blue jays are here. There's no wagtails at the moment. I have seen a couple of crows and then some magpies. The problem in this part is that there's really nothing to eat. And I was told that even though there are wolves here in Sweden, they don't go this north because it's simply too empty to hunt, and it makes sense. Most of the wolves that are allowed to roam around in Sweden are what you call this are in the central part of Sweden, north of Stockholm, because also, just from hindsight, if there are wolves here and I'm walking, I'm going to be really, really screwed, because they travel in packs. I have no weapons on me because it's not allowed, so cannot really outrun them. That's their game. And put it this way, I'll be their breakfast if there are wolves here. So, but I was told that most locals don't like wolves here as well. They seem to have they of course kill livestock, so you cannot really blame them. But you can see on the snow, look at all of those tracks. Those are animal tracks. I'm pretty sure there's the white hare that is here. I'm very sure that, wait, watch. Cormorant. No, it's a smaller bird. It's like, I know what you're saying, but cormorants are from, like, they like the sea or something. I do, and then they have like longer beaks and everything. This one is really like a small bird, smaller than the smaller finch or something. So I understand the cormorant thing, and this one doesn't have web feet, which cormorants have, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. But it's really like small birds, just really small. It's about, oh man, let's see. Where do you need a pebble? See, these are tracks. Wait, that could be a dog. Yeah. So, but that is not a dog track for sure. Yeah, because I don't think dogs are going to be allowed to roam around in this place alone. Mostly that would be last night's tracks. So that could be a bigger animal, because you can tell, because it sinks more than a lighter animal. This one could be a hare or something. It could be a fox, but foxes they have a different how do you say that? A different pattern in walking. Plus, also they have smaller paw prints, and if you look there, you see all of those lines in the powdery snow. They're all wild animals. There seem to be a lot of herbivores here, but they're very elusive. Yeah, they're very elusive. We're almost in the hotel, but we still have probably like a good 5 minutes or something or more. And I like the way of life here. I know for younger people it's going to be like yawning and you're going to kill yourself. But if you like playing computer games, which I no longer do, but I did before during the back in the day, this would be very nice. The computer would keep your house warm with all of that energy being consumed. So that would be nice. So I work online as well. I'm a cinematographer. I do some of the commercials, which we call it here reclams. It really sounds like a complaint in Spanish, but I'm one of those guys who makes those commercials that you see in between YouTube videos, and yeah, I can do that. I do that as well. So um, I don't really need to live in a big city just to do this. So to keep costs down, i.e., rent and all of these things, living here, would you believe you could wait? Where's that house? You see this red house over here? You could actually rent that for 200 euros a month. I kid you not. So, and that's crazy. That's a like, big house. Okay, it your utilities may be a little bit more expensive, like electricity and everything. But man, I pay almost 900 euros a month for my 77 square meter apartment in Stockholm, and that eats a lot of my income as well. And it's not really that safe as well. So how how could you do this? Well, we'll see. What's uh what's the plan on this part and everything? Because I would love to. Well, probably a bigger house. I don't like a second floor, but I just want something a little bit more spacious because I would like to have my not really like a man cave anymore, but it's simply maybe a little bit bigger than this one because you have to imagine that this part would be the living room and then one bedroom, a kitchen, and then toilet and bath or something. Uh, it would be nice. Look like a hunting cabin, but this would be nice for me for one person. That would be it. But it would be nice also to have friends to come over from Stockholm or elsewhere in Europe to come here and visit me. And that house would be extremely cramped by the time you get two guests or something or more. But again, if you're during the winter, you have to stock up with a lot of food that is more or less ready to eat, so you don't have to cook it, or you don't really need to cook it if it's the really urgent. You know what I mean? It's like avoiding to buy pasta because you have to boil it, and in its raw form, in its uncooked form. Well, I haven't heard anyone be able to eat that, isn't it? So those are the mailboxes. So let's see. This one. Wait, that's strange. Uh, this one is an adult deer with a young, maybe a year old. How do you call a young deer? It's not Bambi for sure. Well, let's call it Bambi because you can see it's following its mom on its tracks. You can see that because sometimes it deviates. Even kid deers are naughty, so it sometimes they separates a little bit and then follows the mom's tracks because it would be easier for the for a small that small animal to follow the tracks and everything. So it's oh wait, this is interesting. I think, remember the moose? I think the moose went this way as well. You can see the tracks. That is not human tracks for sure, and definitely not a dog. Too big for a fox and any other livestock. And it could not be a reindeer, because reindeers do travel in herds, or at least in small groups. So that's definitely a moose track. So there's a couple of because there's nothing much to eat. Those trees are not delicious for sure. Evergreens are not really delicious. Wait, who's this? Ah, fawn. Okay, fawn. Okay, sorry about that. Who's that? Who said that? Thank you very much, fawn. Yes, fawn. Okay. So there's other animal tracks, and you could see from the distance that's still a hill, if I'm not mistaken. That's not a mountain. What's a mountain? Like 1,000 feet high minimum. So that's a hill. I'm pretty sure the animals are now grazing those parts and avoiding as much as possible human contact. And if you see the tree line on the other side of the lake, I was like crazy enough to take that route and cross this one. But on the wider stretch, that was like already been mapped. And boy, that place, those trees looks really, really, really near, but it's kilometers away. Yeah. So it's a lesson learned. Yesterday I was walking for 4 hours in the snow, walking around here and everything. If you like to see that, it's yesterday's blog. It was 2 episodes. We went down the river on the mouth of the lake, and we saw a lot of nice things as well. If you want to check it out, and thank you as well. While we're talking about the blog as well, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate your help. Any of your support will help me and my daughter move here and be happy, contented, simple folk. We don't want any fancy cars or glamorous life or all of those Instagrammy things. There's a concept here in Sweden. It's called lagom, which is like enough, but not just enough that you live day by day or paycheck to paycheck. It's living comfortably, not asking for too much. You know, sure, we need a 4x4 here, but you don't really need a Lamborghini 4x4 or something similar. So we need a very good, well-stocked pantry as well for the winter or any time of the year, because it's really not really expensive, but it's really time-consuming to go to the grocery just to buy a carton of milk, if you know what I'm saying. So you need to have a stock of a lot of preserved food that doesn't freeze easily. So anything that is on water, anything that has in brine would be very good, because with water, of course, it went to zero. The temperature turns to zero. That would be frozen, and it would be very hard to melt it. Okay, so that's a hockey rink. I've never been there. Maybe we could try. Wait, there's no road going there. So some of the employees and the guests, they like to play hockey. I thought there's like a route going there. Not really. So like I said, also as a sort of source of emergency food, you have to have sweets. Even though, like for example, me, on the first week that I was here, I really gained a lot of weight because the food was delicious. Okay, and then after that, I realized that I was gaining weight, which is health-wise not really nice. To make the story short, I stopped eating carbohydrates such as potatoes, rice, pasta, and all of these things. And I kept on concentrating on expensive proteins, i.e., meats and things like that. And guess what? Of course, I eat salads, of course. And wait, let's see. Let's check. Wait. Oh, who's this guy? Wait. Why is it very hard to read that glare? Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm trying to read some of your. I am. Where are you from? Okay. So I'm from Southeast Asia. I moved here in Europe since 1996. And I rarely go back to Southeast Asia because, I grew up there. It's like German people, you go to the tropics and look for German food. Yes, of course, you might miss it, but come on, you're just going to be there for 2 weeks. Probably you can try something different, like the insects, or something more exotic, something you have never tasted before. You know what I mean? It's like, why would a Japanese person travel to Italy and only eat sushi? It doesn't make sense. You didn't travel halfway around the world just to eat the same stuff. You want to try new foods. You want to try something different. It doesn't mean you don't love your national food or whatever you have. Or like Italiano people go to China and ask for tiramisu when there's like a ton of nice food in China as well. You know? So, or I go here in this beautiful part of the world and then ask for and only eat McDonald's or Burger King or one of those American fast food, which is about 300 kilometers away from the nearest shop. That was what I was told. That's the hotel where I'm staying. I'm working. It's 500 rooms or more. And wait, I'm trying to understand. Okay, so like I said, you need to prepare a lot of food, canned goods, can opener, of course. That's why pickled foods here in the north is very popular. Pickled vegetables, pickled apples, pickled jams and everything, because they freeze slower. So they can be somewhere else in the part of the house that it's not really that warm. That's Forget about fresh food, vegetables, greens during winter if you don't have a car and you don't have enough money, of course. Look, wait. More or less the snow, if it was not really being scraped off, it's almost like what? More around a meter already. And this is very thin. Aha, okay. You see those tracks over there? That's a hair because it's, how to say that? It's puffier and it's not really that heavy. So that's a hare, or that's the only mammal that I can think of. That could not be a hamster. I don't think there's any hamsters here. And if there are moles, mouse, rats, or whatever, they don't really walk on top of the ice, but they do burrowing things. That's why. Oh yeah, I was told there were owls here, but it's relatively rare. Can't really blame them. The views are nice, but the cuisine is not really delicious, or there is no cuisine to speak of. So cannot really blame the animals. That's why they usually travel south and do all of this migration. But come spring, the plants grow back, insect starts eating them, and then this chain of life or circle of life starts uh, moving about. And that's all the crazy stuff do. Uh, the animal starts breeding. Well, I think, oh yeah, by this time it would be sex season. It would be probably mating season for some animals here, especially mammals right now, because they need to time their birth for during the spring. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Well, those are my friends' cabins, employees, and some guests. Okay, and then we go this way. Those electric outlets that are connected to the cars, they keeps the car warm, so the electricals and any other fluids won't freeze, and of course it makes the starting way much easier. So all of these cars are heated. Okay, all of these cars are heated. You cannot buy one of those cars that doesn't have that heating ability. So that's one of those things. If you're moving here, you need to make sure that your car can be plugged in and get heat. You see those Volvos that have like 3 lights there? Those are freaking very good cars when it comes to the north. They're somewhat almost legendary when it comes to its usefulness, durability, and easy to drive and easy to fix. It's like a car. It's like a toy. You can easily fix it. Wait, somebody said something. Hey. That was your car. Okay, Nathan. Well, you can call the police and say your car is here. Okay. I think if I'm not mistaken, the first car that I drove ever in Europe was like a Volvo 470 something. The one with the angular back. That's what. Very sturdy, very easy to drive. And of course, we have to thank the Swedes for inventing the seat belt and not charging a license to use it in their cars. Because when they invented it, they have decided that they would never patent it, so that every car manufacturer would be free to install it in their cars or vehicles or what it could be, without needing to pay royalties and stuff. Because imagine that it's a imagine that if Volvo did not gave away the patent. Imagine like how every year all of those millions of cars being made, they would collect $1 or something, or even more. It's still a sizable amount of money, but the Swedes were really kind enough to just give it to mankind. And thank you for Sweden for that, the seat belt. And it is very well designed that it really hasn't really changed at all. Wait, I almost slipped. Okay, there was some black ice here. So this is the start of the lake, and that's the reindeer that never survived. Well, this part is of course not the reindeer, but this one is the reindeer. And this is the lake. This is where I cross. Those trees is like a mirage. They look very near, but they're actually very far. So I crossed that one time, and the lake goes there. That's an island. There's another waterway there, and then another waterway, and then it goes around and around there, and then it ends there. Then there are like small streams that feed this lake, and then it exits this way. I was told by the locals that this is also a very excellent place to do some fishing. Of course, Scandinavia is have lots of this. Basically, lakes are depressions left by glaciers before, and they retain water longer than the rest of the area because underneath this, all of this beauty is solid rock, or mostly solid rock. That's why, if you notice, the trees are quite skinny and not too tall. Maybe that's like what, 6 stories high, maybe. And they don't really grow very big because the ground here is not really very fertile. Uh, if you have heard about the story that the ice age, during the ice age, this is what, like 2 kilometers or a mile thick of ice, and all of this area has been rising about an average of, they say, 2.5 centimeters, about an inch every year. It goes up, literally goes up. It's like one of those foams that was like compressed because of the weight of the water or the ice, and then now that it had melted, the crust of the earth is trying to go up again. Wait. Okay. Wait. I'm trying to read. Area 58. That's nice. But look, this is a well, this is a, there's no American Indians there for sure. So this is beautiful Lapland, Sweden, and it's really nice. See, all of the tracks here. Oh, this is also a hare, because you see it's longer. See, it's longer. It's the hind legs that make it longer. You know, when it's running about. Let's see. See, those are hind legs. Because hares are like bigger, longer, skinnier versions of a rabbit. Not really that cute, but you know, they're nice, I guess. I don't know if the Swedish people eat them. Probably yes. Wouldn't be surprised if it's I'm very sure it's edible, for sure. Maybe back in the day when they're more plentiful. Imagine the local people, they're called Samis. And at least now, the weather and the season, spring is almost here. Maybe 2 months from now. But somewhere lower latitudes, it's already starting to be springy. But here, it's not yet. So the days are getting longer, and there's more sunlight. But this will not still melt until March or April. Most of it would stay. There's probably some places here that have snow all year round. The dark places, crevices and stuff, probably have that all year round. Anyway, so here we are, walking back to the hotel. I'm going to grab some lunch before I start working, starting 2 o'clock and finish at 10. Plus my nose is starting to hurt, which means it's getting not really frostbite, but it's heading to that direction. I kid you not. So I forgot the name of the guy that said he found his car. Well, I hope you still have the registration. You could probably prove and try to claim your car. It's probably a long drive from where you are. But like I said, you really need here something heavy, 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, because you need all of the traction you need all of the time. Because it's just how it works. Snow is snow. It's really slippery, and you don't want to get into an accident. I already explained that one time. So like I said, welcome to the blog. Update on the situation. I more or less 75% sure I'm going to move here. The biggest question is just what kind of work I could do during the winter off season, because I figured that if the work during October to March during the winter season for this hotel would be enough for the rest of the year for my bare minimum expenses and everything. And that would be like really scrimping way of life, which is not ideal. So we need to work out another couple of sources of income to make sure that we don't go hungry and we pay our bills and be able to afford certain stuff. Okay. I mean, we're not going to buy a G-Wagon for these parts. Although you can really help me. No, I'm just kidding. We don't really need that. Any credible 4x4 would be okay. You know, a Toyota would be nice. Wait, where's the Toyota? I saw a Toyota here. No, this is Volkswagens. We got, okay, Subarus is for sure popular here. That's a Nissan Joke. No, Juke. And then, well, BMs are popular. German cars are very popular in Sweden. Is one of the rare brands that I don't see here would be Fiat's. Seat is also, you can find it here, but Fiats are not really popular. Try to find a Panda here. It's not going. It probably looks funny to have a fun Panda here. So again, appreciate all of the support, all of the chats and everything. Please, please, please keep in touch. Okay, and if you haven't really like, comment, and subscribe, especially the subscribe part, I really, really appreciate the support. It will help us stay here more on a long term. When I say long term, like years. Okay, so that cost not that cost free to like. Okay, so hopefully you find it in your heart to like subscribe. Will be greatly appreciated. Okay, so I need to go. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Tack så mycket. We'd see you soon. Okay. Hej då from Lapland, Sweden.